I go to battle for you every day to combat the nonsense in the mainstream media. They're more interested in sound bites and sensationalism. I'm interested in the truth and being your consumer advocate. My ultimate goal is to help you win in any marketplace, and I'm bringing an edge in the real estate and financial game. My name is Craig Sewing, and this is the American Dream. I always enjoy talking with Rick Epps. Guy is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to politics. And what I really like about those conversations is you don't get the typical media bias. It's very objective. It's conversational. And we're actually launching a show coming up here soon called Rational Cafe, so stay tuned for that. I want to get to the tweet of the day. We got a tweet here that we're going to get from, this is actually from last week, and it's a question, and it's, don't you think the real estate markets are overheated? By the way, if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at Craig Sewing, or you can go on to our homepage, craigsewing.com, and you can follow us there as well. Do I think the real estate market is overheated? I don't think it's overheated. I think that people thought it might be overheating, and now you've seen it stop a little bit and become a little bit more stagnant. I think you have a little bit of a funky market. Keep in mind, when real estate values are going up 15 to 20% a year, it might be nice if you're a homeowner, but it's not sustainable. So if we started to see that again into this year, then I would be concerned. So going from 20 down to, call it 3 to 5, or whatever that number is going to ultimately be, well, it might feel like we're slowing down, but are actually getting to a normal place here. We're going to have a lot of questions from you guys when it comes to rising interest rates and future environments and future markets. So I look forward to answering those questions. But for right now, I think it's a very healthy housing market. There's a lot of buyers out there. It's low interest rates, a lot of great opportunity for you first-time home buyers, move-up buyers. And sellers, low inventory gives you a competitive advantage. So great market, but it always depends on what your short and long-term goals are, and we have to tailor each situation. So I appreciate the tweet that we got from Twitter. Quick video here from CNBC this week, kind of on the same topic about home prices. Let's go and roll tape, guys.
Let's start with that huge miss on new home sales, down 8% month to month in June. But the bigger story is the revision in May, down from an incredible 504,000 annualized units down to just 442. Now we are at 406,000 annualized pace. That's the lowest since September of last year. And I know this is a very volatile number, but if you look at the second quarter, it is down 6% from the second quarter of 2013. Now, the sales are down, the prices are up. Median home price of a newly built home up 5% year over year, and that's behind some of the earnings we saw today as well. Pulte and D.R. Horton both missing. Pulte's home prices up 5%, but new orders down 2%. D.R. Horton, which actually has a new product targeting entry-level home buyers, also...
National story, who cares? I just talked about all of it here in San Diego, but you hear a lot about prices. And one thing I want you to focus on, when you're selling something, price is important, right? When you're buying something, it's about the cost. Think about where interest rates are at very low cost of home ownership. Again, same message from the tweet would apply to the national video you saw on CNBC. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the housing market. We haven't really touched too much of it yet here today on the American Dream. One of my favorite marketplaces, and I think anybody can agree with this, is Coronado. I mean, San Diego's got such a diverse market when you're talking about downtown, East County, North County, but there's nothing like the Coronado marketplace. It's just a beautiful place that you can go. It's crazy to think you can actually leave San Diego and feel like you're going on vacation. That's what you get from a 5-minute drive from Gaslamp across the Coronado Bridge. And here to help us understand Coronado a bit better, first-time offender to the show, Ruth Ann Fisher.
Indeed, thank you.
Now, you've been on the radio show quite a bit.
I have.
So we've talked about it on radio, and where you can catch Ruth and I is on 1170 AM KCBQ, weeknights at 6 p.m. And you know, a lot of the other real estate elite, as I call you guys, that we bring on the show, they're talking about different markets from downtown to Solana Beach, and they have a very mixed message depending on what is appropriate for them at that time and what they're doing. You are niched. Coronado is a place that you work, you play, you live.
Right, raise my kids. That's home. That's
so you love it there. Tell us about Coronado.
I do. Coronado's Mayberry. It's the Southern California version of a small town with everything with a big town, big city being right over the bridge. So lots of charming things, concerts in the park, parades, the military.
Went to one about a month ago.
Yep, you did.
You ever heard of Cool Fever? Dave Elhoff, our financial guy? Mm-hmm. He rocked in the park.
I heard.
You know what
Everybody's talking about him.
I learned you're not allowed to ride bikes on the
sidewalk.
Yeah, I learned that lesson.
Yeah, did you
I just got a new
ticket?
beach cruiser. Save it for the beach, not the sidewalks.
No ticket?
No ticket,
That's
but I
good.
got asked to get off my bike.
Okay.
So remember that. Now, Coronado, though, let's get into stats. You know, everybody thinks that real estate's not affordable in Coronado. You have to have a gazillion dollars to be able to buy. Let's go ahead and address some of these stats here. I know you know these by heart, but just so our audience can reference, we have high sale here in Coronado Village, also Coronado Shores, Coronado Cay. So what are we looking at?
Okay, the Village is the area that is located right over the bridge and where the Hotel Del is. Our high sale there was 5.8, which was actually one of the villas, the cottages at the Hotel Del.
Okay.
And the low sale was
These buyers, cash?
Cash.
Cash buyers?
Cash.
Wow.
And the low sale was a one-bedroom along 3rd Avenue in Coronado. So it's a cute little one-bedroom cottage. It's a charming home for them.
Well, I saw a price somewhere in the mid 600 range, like 600.
Right, it's 635.
635. Coronado
yeah.
Shores, you have 2 million versus 693. The Cays, you see 2.5 versus 725. I love the high-end stuff. It's fun.
Right.
You know, the lifestyles of the rich and famous, talking about all these big homes. But no, what's really interesting about those numbers is when you're talking 600,000, 700,000, I mean, we're talking about some relatively reasonable
Affordable.
first-time home buyers,
Right.
move-up buyers. So you can actually buy into the Coronado dream for a decent entry level.
And we have both the long-term permanent residents and we have the vacation home buyers. They're looking for a 2-bedroom or a 1-bedroom. They get in, they live here for a while, then they turn around and move up. So it is very affordable. That's how you get on the island. You get your little piece of dirt and then you watch it grow.
Yeah. The different parts of Coronado.
Yes.
So you have little micro markets in here as well. I don't understand
Right.
these very well. When I go to Coronado, I just show up and have a good time and leave. But you have the Shores, the Cays, the Village. Break these down for us, starting with the Shores.
Okay, the Shores are the high rises right next to the Hotel Del. There's about 1,400 of them. They range from studios up to 4-bedroom units. They're a great choice for lock and leaves. For people that want to travel, it's a great option. The Cays are further down, further south on 75. That's a waterfront community. You get everything from a starter condo to a custom home.
Okay,
And then the Village is soup
Village.
to nuts. Village has everything. Village has the Hotel Del and the Beach Village. They also have the 1-bedroom condo to get your foot in, up to the custom home on the beach.
So what we're looking at is actually
That's in the
I've been
Cays, a
told,
gondola ride.
A gondola ride.
Yes.
Now, if you would have asked me 30 minutes ago what a gondola was, I wouldn't have known, but I've been enlightened. So that is a gondola.
They do the tours down in the Coronado Cays, and they take you out with a bottle of wine and tour you through the canals of the Cays. It's like being on vacation.
Just for the scenery, or is this like a real estate tour?
They've done both. It's generally scenery, but realtors have taken people out to go, and it's nice to see if you're buying a property what it looks like from the water, looking back.
Well, you know, I have the luxury of being able to have you involved in the show and be able to meet you for coffee every once in a while down there. Now we have a whole real estate elite team. You see them on the show all the time, and I meet with them with regularity to find out what's going on in the market and bringing them into the show. You're the only one that I go to you. Everyone else has to come to me. So
Well,
everyone else got to find me.
thank you so much. I feel special.
Well, you don't have to twist my arm. It's, you put in a request for me to come down there. I'm always going to go to Coronado. It's fun, you know.
Love
And
to have
it's
you
really
there.
it's really easy. You know, it's a 5-minute trip from downtown or where I live in Little Italy. It's 10 minutes and you're there. And it was crazy to me as well. And I mentioned this to you the other day. The traffic isn't bad.
No.
Getting in there, you would think that there'd be a traffic nightmare with a 2-lane bridge going down Orange, but it's not bad at all. And that was at 9 in the morning.
And the thing is, people don't realize, like, I can leave my house in Coronado and I can, from leaving my house to parking at the airport is 12 minutes. It's very convenient. It's a great location, but yet it's a wonderful hometown feel to live there and raise your children.
You know what else is a fun thing to do is I just told you about their concert in the park.
Right.
Dave Elhoff, who's a financial advisor that we bring on our radio show all the time, he invited us out there to watch on one Sunday, and we just hopped on a little $7 ferry that took us on the beach cruisers over across, took 5-10 minutes, cruised on back, hopped on the beach cruiser, went home.
Yep.
Easy enough.
We do that to go downtown.
Ozfest, OzCon.
OzCon.
You knew I was going to do that.
I know. You got that Ozfest in your head.
Well,
OzCon. So
Ozfest, I know you don't come across as an Ozzy Osbourne fanatic.
No.
So we won't talk about Ozfest today,
Okay,
but we will.
another time.
We will talk about OzCon. Tell us about OzCon.
Okay, OzCon starts August 1st through the 7th. It is hosted by the Coronado arts community. They're going to do all kinds of events. Frank Baum, who wrote The Wizard of Oz, lived in Coronado, actually lived in the little yellow house at Sparkles Park. And rumor has it that his inspiration for the start of the Yellow Brick Road was the Circle Park.
Wow.
So they're doing a celebration. They have a big event in the park on Saturday. They're going to have a kids' costume contest and bands. It'll go throughout the week. They're doing a 3D screening of The Wizard of Oz
Very
at
cool.
the theater. And
So there'll be no Ozzy Osbourne.
No Ozzy Osbourne, all Dorothy
Got
and the
it.
Wizard.
Toto.
You got it. And then speaking of Toto, they're going to do a Yappy Hour at the Hotel Del with dog costumes on Sunday from 4
Interesting.
to
Maybe
5.
Buster and I will attend.
There you go. Bring the costume. You're ready.
So DelCoronadoRealty.com.
Yes.
Anyone wants to learn about what's happening, get any reports, follow Ruth Ann Fisher, DelCoronadoRealty.com. Can I have you stick around and answer an email question with me?
Please.
All right. So we continue to encourage you to go online, ask your questions, and it doesn't have to be about Coronado. It could be about just real estate in general, your mortgage. Maybe you're having some concerns or issues, or maybe you are looking to invest, whatever it may be. As a consumer advocate, make sure you visit us online at craigsewing.com. So let's take a look at one of the emails that we've gotten through our contact form. Craig, is a market like Coronado even affordable? Now, you actually talk about this a lot, and we kind of touched it, but I want to make sure we bring light to the fact that you showed those 3 different markets. The lowest sale was in the 600 range.
Correct.
So this is important to understand. Most people, when you're buying, you're not paying cash like you've seen. So when you look at affordability, think about that mortgage payment. If you have low interest rates in the 4 to 5% range that you're seeing right now, you might be able to buy in Coronado for very similar to what you're paying in rent. So it is affordable.
Well, and we also have, with the VA and FHA loan programs that are available, that makes it very affordable. The sales that were posted were since June 1st. Prior to that, we had some that have closed in the 5s.
Wow.
2-bedroom units. We've talked about military families who have come in. They've used part of their thrift savings plan to make the purchase and have been able to buy a house. So there's lots of ways, there's lots of options out there, and you just don't get intimidated. Don't feel like every house is $2 million.
Sure.
It's about getting in, and Coronado isn't, you will not get everything that you want. It's about enjoying the lifestyle.
Yeah, even if you're not buying, get out there and have some fun. It's one of the coolest parts about San Diego. You find me there all the time. Dog Beach, great Dog Beach there. My favorite dog beach in San Diego. If I was going to buy, or if I was selling a house in the Coronado marketplace, there's one person I'd go to, and she's sitting right next to me. So Ruth Ann Fisher, DelCoronadoRealty.com. Thank you, Ruth Ann. Appreciate you coming in here today. We'll have you again soon.
Thank you for having me.
All right, coming up next, we're going to dive into Comic-Con. We're going to talk about what's happening there, what it really does for our economy, also the advancements with the convention center. And we're going to bring in Chad Danica, our real estate elite out of the downtown marketplace. Great way to finish up the show. You're watching The American Dream. Stick around.